2, 3, 4. I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream. How to play Hank Williams' Cold, Cold Heart. Guys, this is part of my campfire series where I want to do a bunch of songs that don't have lengthy tutorials. I'm going to show you a quick strum pattern. We're going to look at the chord shapes, and we are just going to start playing along together, getting this thing campfire ready in as little time as possible. So tonight, when your friends fire up the grill and the fire, you're going to be able to bust out Hank Williams' Cold, Cold Heart. If you're new to Mike's music method, what are you doing? You shouldn't be new. You should be an old buddy. So come on in, join the Discord, check out my website. There's no paywalls, and that's it. We'll talk more later. Let's just do the song right to it today. We got a D chord, 2 with my middle finger, 3 with my ring, pointer finger on 2, 2, 3, 2, and then open. And you can also hit open on the 5th string too if you wanted. The A7 is open, then 2. It's my ring finger on the 2nd fret, open, then my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and then open here as well. And you can also hit the 6th string. Everyone should know how to play a G. I highly recommend this way, pinky on that high 3rd fret. Open, 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 2nd fret with my middle finger on the 5th string, then 3rd fret on the lowest string with my ring finger. Let's talk about strumming this one. Now in the recording, it's all about the drum, that lap steel. Hank's guitar is really just in the background, so I'm going to give you a few different ways to approach this. Let's start with method 1, which is just strumming, and then we'll get to the pick strum later, which I love. I love the pick strum idea. But let's keep this real easy. We're going to have a D, an A7, a D, a G, an A7, a D. I'm not even going to talk about song flow. I think it'll come naturally to you. I don't even want you to think about counting it. I'll throw the chords and lyrics up on the screen, and let's just do it. Here is the basic strum pattern. You can do whatever you want, but just start with 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. So I'm doing down, 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 up, down, up. And then we'll do the A7, same exact strum pattern, same with the G. And remember, we're always roughly aiming for the lowest note being the root of the chord. Of course, on the D, you can get away with hitting the 5th string. The A7, I'm aiming for the 5th string, but you can get away with hitting the 6th. And of course, the G, I'm hitting all of them. So let's do this. 2, 3, 4. I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream. Yet you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil scheme. A memory from your lonesome past keeps us so far apart. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Before we go on, note that this is too high for me. We'll talk about transposing it in a second. And notice how sometimes the 1, 2, 3, and 4 and my instinct isn't to do that. I recommend just, if you're not singing, to definitely do it strict, just so you get used to it. But eventually you're just going to learn to trust your intuition. Let's start with the 2nd verse here though. 3, 4. Another love before my time made your heart sad and blue. And so my heart is paying now for things I didn't do. In anger, unkind words are said that makes the teardrops start. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Let's do another one. You'll never know how much it hurts to see you sit and cry. You know you need and want my love, yet you're afraid you run and hide from life to try? It just ain't smart. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? You'll notice on the third line, sometimes I'm holding it long, sometimes I'm just breezing right through it. Again, trust your instinct there. You don't never want to do an exact cover. Just, you know what I mean? Do what you feel is right. All right, last verse here. There was a time when I believed that you belonged to me, but now I know your heart is shackled to a memory. I probably phrased that one wrong. The more I learn to care for you, the more we drift apart. Right, I could have switched it there. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? One thing I didn't include in the tab, sorry, if you guys want to play along with the beginning, it's all in A7. That lap steel part is So that's all in A7. And then you start singing it. So 5, right to the 1. And that actually would be a pretty cool Travis picked intro. If anyone wants a tutorial on that, let me know. Sponsor it over at mikesmusicmethod.com. As you notice, there are lots of ways to get this song campfire ready. Going to be a little different process for you than it is for me. Again, I would definitely lower the key. I'm real hoarse today, so it's even harder. And my number one tip, now that you can play along with the chords and you got it, start messing with dynamic immediately. And in the song, I know the bass is doing 1 and 3, so we'll talk about the pick strum in a second. But maybe you just want to try to emphasize beat 2 or beat 3. You could do 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and or beat 1. So I would go back through that slow run through or do it on your own, but really pick one of those. And some are going to sound better in the song than you. Again, trust your instinct. What do you hear the song emphasizing? But do different beats. Try a heavy beat 1, try a heavy beat 3, try a heavy beat 2. Some of them might not sound right for the song, but we're after your control on the dynamic. And that is the number one tip I have to take you from amateur, which is like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and that's so monotonous to have everything at the same volume. And so you're going to go from amateur to a heck of a lot better just by getting good at this one thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. And to be able to control that, have a subtle nuance with it, good finesse, and to be able to do that while you're singing. Work on building that up. Now on to this pick strum idea. Let's discuss that. My favorite one is to get you to emulate the bass guitar. Now, Hank isn't strumming this way. I think he's doing just like a down-up pattern that we'll talk about in a moment. But if you're doing this for solo guitar, it's going to sound way cooler if you approach it this way. I call this the Pick-Strum Technique. You can use your fingers or you can use a pick. It's your call. If you want to use a normal flat pick, go for it. I'm going to use my fingers. But check this out. I'll give you all the patterns, then we'll play through it in a couple minutes here. First pattern on the D chord, we're just going to hit the 4th string open. Either do it with a pick or your thumb. Then I'm going to do down up. Now when I do the down up with my fingers, I'm just going to brush down with the nail of my pointer finger. And then up is with the pad of my finger. So if I get real close, hitting that 4th, brushing down with my nail, up with the pad. If you're using a pick, of course, it's just going to be pick the 4th and strum down up. And notice I'm trying to let this 4th string ring, so I'm only strumming the ones underneath it, right towards the floor, and letting that D ring as if it's its own separate instrument. Boom, boom,
And to make it even cooler, after the fifth, we're going to do pick, up, down, up. So I have pick, down, up, pick, up, down, up. And you'll notice after that second hit, we got to get there quicker. So I'm doing a follow through. It almost looks like I'm strumming, but I'm just going down, pick, up, down, up. So that rhythmic count is going to be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So we have it busier at the end. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So there's no and on the one beat. So if I'm doing it with my fingers, I got pick, down, up, and pick the 5th string. Then I'm going to brush up with my pointer before going down, and then back up. So real slow, 3, 4, pick, down, up, pick, up, down, up, pick, down, up, pick, up, down, up, pick, down, up, pick, up, down, up. For the A7 chord, follow the same idea, but we're going to pick the 5th string first. Then I'm going to pick the 6th. You can palm mute them a little bit. It's up to you. For the G, same idea, but we're going to start on 6. And then I skip to the 4th. But you can do the 6th and then do the 5th if you want. With this pick, down, up in mind, let's play through the whole darn song. Bear with me, it's a little high for me. We'll just start on the D. 3, 4, even though the intro of the song has that cool lap steel. We'll get there.
I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream.
I'm doing the 4th string here.
Yet you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil scheme. A memory from your lonesome past keeps us so far apart. Why can't you free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Another love before my time made your heart sad and blue. And so my heart is paying now for things I didn't do. In anger, unkind words are said that makes the teardrops start. Why can't you free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart?
Why can't I?
Shikoo!
The donation pitch. Guys, Mike's Music Method is brought to you through the value for value model. What that means is the stuff isn't paywalled. It's all there for you to download. So if you're broke as a joke on some fixed income or can't prioritize music, there is still access for everybody. That being said, this takes me a lot of time. I pour my time into it, my talent, and my treasure, right? I spend money on gear and whatever. You guys get it. So it's kind of the honor system, or it's value for value. What value am I bringing you? Are these videos to you worth at least an email encouraging me, saying, Mike, you're the bomb diggity? Or is it worth, $10 a month, $50 a month? Some of you I know are consuming YouTube content and not taking private lessons. That's expensive. Maybe these videos are worth $100 a month to you. I don't know. Maybe $5 a month, or it doesn't have to be a monthly thing. It could just be a one-time. Every time you learn a song for Mike's Music Method, throw me $10. Think if I was a guy in your neighborhood and we were hanging out, on a park bench or in a rocking chair on your front porch, and I was teaching you these songs, man, you'd at least buy my kids like a hot chocolate or something. You know what I mean? So think about it that way, or you take me out, you buy me a beer and a hamburger. Frame it that way. I'm your local neighborhood buddy teaching you these songs. I know the online world makes everything removed, but I promise you, look, I'm tangible. I'm a physical thing. It hurts when you poke me. I'm flesh and blood. Flesh and blood. God. You get the idea. Go to mikesmusicmethod.com under the donate tab. All sorts of ways for you to contribute to the channel. That's it. Let's keep going. Guys, let's actually change the key. Let me help you through this. So if you just put all your chords up, we call this a 1-5 chord progression in the key of D, because we have D is 1, D, E, F sharp, G is our 4 chord, D, E, F, G, A is our 5 chord. So one way to think about transposing is I want to make it a little lower. So let's just drop it 2 frets for now. So D down 2 frets, if you know your guitar neck at all, is a C. So then if I take my G down 2 frets, it's going to be an F. And then if I take my A down 2 frets, it's going to be, that A7 becomes a G7. And it's as simple as that. You pick a number of frets. Maybe we could have done 4 frets. That would get a little weird, because 1, 2, 3, 4, that'd be a B flat. You could play an A chord and capo the 1st fret. All sorts of ways to handle this, but let's just move it down. I think most of you guys are going to find that high to sing. Most men are baritones, and unless you're like well-trained, that's going to be kind of high, and it'll probably be easier to do it in C. So let's do this now. Let's do that whole pick-strum technique on C. Of course, a few things will change, like your C, you're going to have to move that one, or you're going to have to do the big C where my ring finger stays there and my pinky fills the gap. But this is good because it's going to force you to think through this song in different ways, right? The F, we're going to start on 6 and have to go up to the 4th or the 5th, and the G is going to look the same. So now let's do another playthrough, but with look at you, you're transposing. We're going to play through it with the transposition in place in the key of C. 2, 3, 4.
I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream. Yet you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil scheme. A memory from your lonesome past keeps us so far apart. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? One more, another love before my time made your heart sad and blue. And so my heart is paying now for things I didn't do. In anger, unkind words are said that make the teardrops start. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart?
Sorry, I'm keeping you on your toes by changing how long I hold that 3rd line every time. I apologize. So I would change the key, but without changing the key, you can kind of get goofy and just do capo on the 8th fret. And by key, I just mean, but without changing the chord shapes. Of course, the capo changes the key, but if we do capo way up on 8, this would be way easier for me. 2, 3.
I tried so hard, my dear, to show that you're my every dream. Yet you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil scheme. A memory from your lonesome past keeps us so far apart. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart?
But that's it. It is not that hard to get songs campfire ready. I'm going to do a whole bunch of videos that are easier like this without lengthy tabs, because I feel like a lot of people I talk to who are learning from the channel, they can kind of assume like that's how I learn every song. I obsess on the nitty-gritty details, and that is a fantastic way to learn and one of the best ways to learn. But I don't want to say the best way, because equally as important, I would argue, is just getting things campfire ready. Your ability to throw out some really simple rhythms and just strum along with the chords is just as valuable in your practice routine as part of your learning journey. So we'll do more of these, the campfire series, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know how I can improve these videos. Comment down below. Until next time. I haven't even finished my coffee yet. And it'll take you down to E. Hit it again. You're in another